And as calls for women to take up more space gains traction, Momentum believes that this is the opportune time for South African women to recognize their strength and take action to shatter barriers to success. Last year, Momentum launched the She Owns Her Success Women's Month campaign. The movement aims to encourage women to continue to use their voices and share their success stories in order to empower other women still starting on their journey to success. Let's take the discussion further now. As part of celebrating Women's Month, we're joined by Ntokozo Madonsela. She is the Chief Marketing Officer at Momentum, and she joins me now live via Skype. Good afternoon. Happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month to you too, Balisa. How are you?
I'm all right, and thank you so much for joining us here on the SABC News channel. So let's just talk about this initiative. As I said on my introduction that it was launched last year, I gave a bit of why was it launched on my introduction, but give us more information. Let's just go back to the initial initiative as it came to be.
So as you said, we launched it last year. Momentum is a brand that is about enabling success. We are a business that is grounded on advice. There are many brilliant advisors in our group who are helping our clients on their journeys to success. And we realized that there is a big trend to focus on, obviously, inclusivity, diversity, transformation. So a very important part of our audiences and our market are female and women who are doing all the amazing things across the world, and particularly in South Africa, and smashing barriers. But the thing with that is that when we look at the behaviors in the boardroom, the behaviors out in business, is that men tend to show up with a very confident disposition in conversations. And women tend to be a little polite, a little quieter, maybe shy and apologetic in how they come across. And as one says, success gains more success. So unless you are able to give your success, give your CV a voice, you will miss out on brilliant opportunities, and your likelihood of having momentum in your journey will be diminished. And that is why this is a topic of conversation that is very important to us.
And I like the fact that you're emphasizing the fact that women should not be apologetic about their success. So, but success, the word success on its own, it's very broad. Who exactly were you targeting and focusing on this particular campaign? Is it women in general, or were you looking at the specific brackets within the economy?
Yeah, so we are looking at women like you and I, women who are occupying positions of influence, women who have set their careers and they're on their journey already. And success really is a very personal thing. We're not a brand that says success is really about your bank balance, the fact that you have a black card, that's fine. But success also is about the quality of life you want to have, your ambitions in terms of your health, your ambitions for your children, your ambitions for your family. And that is what success is. And we need women to be able to share their stories and where they've come from and how they're achieving what they're achieving, not only so that they themselves can have the progress and more momentum on their journey, but also because we've got a younger generation that are looking at us and are needing more stories to be inspired by. And that's the kind of woman we're talking about. You would be surprised, actually, that when we started this campaign last year, you could have thought, it's not the executives don't have this problem, or whoever is accomplished in business, it doesn't have this problem. We all have it. Sometimes you feel like you have an imposter syndrome, or you feel the shoes that the shoes are too big for me to fill. And even when you have to, motivate for your contracts, negotiate your fees, you lack the confidence to say,
this is
the value I bring is worth this amount of money.
Yeah. Exactly what I wanted you to talk to us about, the response to the campaign last year. You've already touched a bit on some of the challenges that you think women still face in this day and age. So let's just talk about what you discovered with the campaign last year.
Yeah. Oh, we discovered so many good insights, Balesa. We were, one, just inundated on our social media platforms with women across race, different ages, saying, amen, thank you for giving us encouragement and permission to boldly claim what we've achieved and talk about what we've achieved. I remember a friend of mine who is an incredible, successful woman in corporate had seen our press release before a very important meeting in the boardroom. And she actually said she started by saying, well, inspired by momentum, do not say I'm bragging, I'm going to tell you what exactly has been happening and all the wins I've had. And also with our women in sport. I mean, we've sponsored G Sport Awards. One of the anecdotes we got was this young, accomplished sportswoman who said, I never felt it was my place to be this bold about who I am and what I've done. And having listened to momentum, I now have the confidence to go further in my passion and in doing what is bringing me an income, which is, I'm making money through sport. So it's been fantastic. Our women in cricket, we sponsor the Women Proteas team. They've also found this platform very, very helpful because, again, they've got to deal with media. They've got to deal with sometimes very negative reviews on social media. If a male team wins, I don't know, it's fine. But a woman team wins, oh, God, why they were even trying that thing. And I think as media, we need you guys, Balisa, to help to change this narrative. And our thing is to flip it and say, actually, we are worthy of the achievement. We are not being too strong. We are not being too confident. We are not there's nothing like being too successful. Have you ever had that being said about a guy? Oh, he's too successful. Let's kind of not invite him to this boardroom.
And I
never
hear. Yeah, it speaks to the cultural barriers and societal norms that we still find ourselves in as women in this day and age. It's 2020, but a whole lot of challenges that we still have to go through. So, I suppose this year it's going to be a very difficult one due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We understand that, according to the reports that we have seen, that women are the hardest hit by COVID-19, many of them being breadwinners, some of them due to the poverty level. So one, on the other hand, could actually argue that as much as we want to own our successes as women, the inequalities that are still there. I've made mention of cultural barriers, societal norms that are still there and sort of holding us a bit back. How do we deal with those? What conversations are we having around those?
Yeah, so I think the first thing, Palisa, that as a team and as brand momentum we talked about is we are in an organization that is very much about inclusivity and diversity, and 60% of our workforce is female, which is fantastic. And we still have a long way to go. Obviously, at some levels, it's kind of, we within a good range of balance and diversity, and other levels, we still have a long way to go. But then again, one of the things that we are saying as Momentum Women is let's encourage women to facilitate the connection of and availability of opportunities, because we realize that the economy requires us to kind of take a different way of connecting the women who are on their journey to success, and COVID has taken that kind of momentum away from them, and it's taken away from all of us, and even from big organizations. Everybody's suffering. But I think through networking, through the right coaching, the most important battle often is in the mind. And when we can win in what we tell ourselves and how we kind of go about pivoting our businesses and pivoting our careers, we think that, yes, there will still be a COVID impact, but at least you won't feel alone. Yeah. And you will at least have somebody alongside you who's helping you navigate and reframe your plans. I mean, one of the of the campaigns we've got is called #2022.0, and that was exactly that. 2020 is not a write-off. We are a couple of months away, and if you're thinking that you're going to be in tears, it's fine. Cry for a moment, and be frustrated for a moment. But a winning mindset and a successful mindset requires one to get back into planning, to get back into thinking, and the important ingredient, like I said, advice. We are surrounded by people who have different ideas from us. So let's find communities and find a way to get back onto it.
All right. So we could take the entire show talking about our issues as women. We have to leave it at that time constraints, Ntokozo. But thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Palisa.
Thank you so much. Ntokozo Madonsela is the Group Chief Marketing Officer at Momentum, talking to us about the companies she owns, her Success Women's Month campaign, and what it aims to achieve to have women talk about their successes. A quick ad break.